Hey everyone, Ashley here. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. Today we're going to be talking about the decks that I plan on working with throughout the month of July. Now, if you're over on my Patreon, in my Crow tier, I am sharing videos and daily polls that are in regards to my deck of choice for the month. This month, I actually chose the deck because I had so many that I wanted to work with that I actually chose the deck with my pendulum, or my pendulum chose. And so the deck that was chosen for the month of July that came out loud and clear that wanted to be worked with was the Ritual Tarot. So the Ritual Tarot is my deck of choice for July. It is the main deck. I am doing daily polls with it. It's the only tarot deck I'm working with for the month. And I decided to do this it's a monthly deck study. I've mentioned it in previous videos over on Patreon, where I'm working with one deck a month and sharing my daily polls, and I'm doing updates and a review of the deck over there in that space. But I thought I'd come on here and just show you guys what I'm working with for July, though. And the Oracle decks that I'm thinking of pairing with it, it's interesting because while working with Ritual Tarot, so much has come up already, and I'm strictly using this intuitively. Now, this is the third edition. It's the marked edition that Tiara May created, and there is a little guidebook that came with it, but and the majors have more information, and I love seeing Tiara's take on those cards. But the minors just have, just a few key words there, so like maybe little jumping off points, but I mean, it's not like a guidebook, like a big Llewellyn guidebook or anything like that. Although she is working on an expanded edition, which is exciting. But anyways, I wanted to use this deck anyway intuitively. I wanted to connect with it and just see what comes up when I have chats with this deck. In fact, I just filmed a really fun video for my Patreon peeps where I'm just sitting here shuffling and the cards are just flying out and I'm straight up having a chat with this deck. And it's interesting. It was very fun. And it's a good way to get to know your deck by just having a straight up conversation. So that was cool. But I also have some Oracle decks that have been wanting to be paired with it. And so I'm just going to share those with you guys and see. Again, there's so many that I feel work really well with this deck. And maybe throughout the whole month, that's just going to be what I may just switch out the Oracle decks and things. But anyway, so I have Ritual Tarot here, and one of the decks that worked really well with it, surprisingly, was the Archetypes deck. And this is the pocket edition. This guidebook is like the most adorable little thing ever. Might need a magnifying glass to read it, but it's cute. I love that I opened up on the crone. That's awesome. Anyways, I really like using this deck with Ritual Tarot. There's the Natos. It's cute because it's so tiny, it's just this tiny little round deck. So like when you have the cards laid out, it looks really cool like this. I just think it's really fun. And I don't necessarily look at what the archetype is. I look at all the little details. So this is really fun to pair, I think, together. I mean, and the keywords could strike up something within me, but I don't know. I just look at everything as a whole. Sorry, these, since they're circular, they're kind of like all over the place, but I don't know. And like the colors, I really pay attention to the colors. And look at this. The colors in these two really pop against that King of Wands there. That's interesting. Huh. The Hermit with the Healer. That's cool. I literally like these two together. It's just interesting. This combo is neat. I think there's some really good insights here. And even in the guidebook, I mean, the Pocket Archetypes guidebook, or not even the Pocket, but the Archetypes guidebook, there's a lot of great information in there, which could really lend to this, to like clearer messages here. So it's like a clarifier and, extends the message. I like this, the threshold here with the Tower card. You see all this flame and fire, and you have like these, like the feet that's standing on the ground. And it is a threshold, right? The Tower is breaking down things and it could very well bring you to a different thing. You have to take that step through the threshold to begin building something new for yourself. So that's really neat. Ooh, the riddle and the stone. Oh my gosh, look at that. Look, if it's like right there. Okay, sorry, that just like, that's cool. Anyways, so the Archetypes deck's a really fun one to work with, especially this pocket size, because again, it's so tiny and it's a really good way to expand the message. Let's see here. I've also realized with the Ritual Tarot that deities really love this deck. The Morgan's been coming out for me. So has the goddess Isis, as well as Lilith came out, which let me get to her real quick. Actually, I'll just... The reason why she came up was because I have the Magickal guidance cards here. This is a independent, or it's a deck on Make Playing Cards, but it's by Astral Lady Tarot here on YouTube. I love this deck. It's not meant to be an oracle deck or anything, but it's kind of, a lot of people do their own things with this deck, but Anna made it to be literally magical guidance. Like you pull a card and you see maybe something that you should work on or something that you should do, magical wise. And then she gives you the keywords back here, like chalk and charcoal. There's oracle, scrying, pendulum, crystal ball, black mirror. So it gives you prompts. And it's really cool because I like to use it as an oracle deck anyway and just see what the images bring up for myself. But when I was working with it in that way with Ritual Tarot, and these cards are very slippery. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get them to stay. Very, very slippery. I don't like this cardstock. I should have got the linen. Anna offers it in several different types on Make Playing Cards. This is the plastic cardstock, and I'm not a fan. I'm kind of wishing I would have got the linen. But anyways, they're just going to go wherever they want. Okay, moving on. This deck really kind of just brings out more of the intuition. So for me, working with it with Ritual Tarot, I'm just expanding on what my intuitive message is. But there is a Lilith card in this deck, and she came flying out before I began pulling cards with Ritual Tarot. I had pulled some from here. Lilith was there and a couple others. And then I went with Ritual Tarot and I got this whole message from Lilith. And I was like, whoa. So that was really interesting. I need to be pulling cards from here too. Okay. Sorry guys, I'm like all over the place. Ooh, look at the blue. That's really pretty. I like that, how the blues kind of match there. That's cool. But anyways, I do like this pairing. So I want to explore it a little bit more, especially since Lilith, like I said, Lilith came out for me. But I just love these different images and what I can pull in from them. Ooh, that's interesting. This right here, because it's the Six of Cups. So you have like that past, the nostalgia, it just always brings it back to the past and thinking about maybe stories I was told or things that maybe conditioning or things that need to be kind of like looked at further. And then with this card here, this is the bibliomancy card. Yeah. And read. So it's kind of like, to me, it's like, what stories was I told when I was a kid that defined me onto a certain path or a certain way of thinking that maybe needs to be looked at and shifted. Like maybe I need to rewrite the story. So that's really cool. Oh, that's interesting. But yeah, I love this deck, or both of these decks. I really like Anna's deck here too. Okay, so that's one that I'm going to explore a little bit further. And then the other two, if I can grab them here we go. The other two are both of my fairy decks, which I would never have thought to pair these together. Okay. So I have the Faeries Oracle right here by Brian Froud and Jessica Macbeth. And then I have the Heart of Fairies by Brian and Wendy Froud over here. This one is sadly out of print and has been out of print for quite some time. But the reason why I pulled these out and began working with them with Ritual Tarot is because I had pulled the Princess of Cups from this deck. Did I already? I think we already passed her. Hold on. Yeah, we did. Hold on just a second. I forgot that we had already saw her. Here she is. Okay. The reason I pulled them out was because I had a pull already with this deck, and she keeps coming up for me. And it's the Princess of Cups, Princess of Cups, which is the Page of Cups. And she's very imaginative. She's very in her own creative world. You know, she's very intuitive. She's very in touch with her emotions, and she's just, she's the Fae for me. Okay. The Fae automatically came to mind, especially because of the background here. It looks like she's in the woods. It's blurry. So it's kind of like that in between the realms kind of a vibe. And then she has all these butterfly wings, especially attached to her back here. And so the Fae just came to mind so strongly. And so I was like, okay, I need to pull from these decks. So I pulled out both of these, and I want to work with them more with this deck because the messages I'm getting from them is amazing. And the Fae honestly have been coming up a lot for me anyway. I just did I'm part of a group that, did a whole study on the Fae last month, and actually AstariaSen. I will leave a link to her channel down below. She was the one who ran this whole Fae study, and there were prompts, like tarot prompts and journaling prompts, and it was just a really fun experience. And I enjoyed it a lot. I love this image. Oh my gosh, the Queen of Passage. I love this. And see, aesthetically, the decks don't really go together. They're all busy, right? There's a lot going on. I love all the artwork, okay? But there's a lot going on. So it can be a lot to take in at once. But the guidebooks for these two are really good. And even just the keywords, both of them have straight up keywords underneath the title. And when I just go and even just look up those and see what those keywords are, it just fits with the whole message that I'm getting with Ritual Tarot too. So even though it can be busy and just a lot, and again, not necessarily aesthetically pleasing to me, the messages have been true, and it's just what I've needed to hear. So I love this deck. I'm so glad. I'm really sad that the Heart of Fairies is out of print and has been for quite some time. The only reason why I have this copy was because I found it at a used bookstore, got really lucky and found it there, and still pricey, but and I do have reversals in this deck. But anyway, those are the decks that I'm mainly working with for the month of July. With Ritual Tarot being my main focus. This is the one that I am doing daily pulls with. And then if I feel called to pull in these other decks, those are the ones that I'm using. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know down below what you guys are using for the month. I love knowing what everybody is using. I love watching these types of videos. And so I'm curious to know what you guys like to use as well. And do you guys choose a deck per month to work with to get to know? Or do you just like to kind of go with the flow and what you feel for each day and then pick a deck and go from there? I've really been personally enjoying getting to know my decks. So that's why I've been doing the monthly study over on Patreon. And if you're interested in seeing more of that, I will leave a link down below for that as well. But just let me know what you guys are into, and I will talk with you guys next time. Bye.